All right, so let me talk a little bit about WACIF. WACIF is a 23-year-old community development financial institution. We've been around, in and around DC this entire time. We do small business lending, we do access to capital, we work with small businesses, child care centers, affordable housing developers, and community organizations. This is our mission statement. Very pretty. It's also on our website, so I won't spend any time on it. Okay, a few of the programs that we have that we work with. First and foremost, we've been very active in the CBE Microloan Fund program. This is through the Department of Small and Local Business Development. It is up to $25,000 at a 3% interest rate. The catch is you have to be certified business enterprise in the district, okay? The second loan fund that we work with is the SBA Microloan Fund. These rates are slightly higher than 3%, but the terms are about the same. WACIF also has an investor pool, and through this investor pool we make loans through the Access to Capital Loan Fund. These rates are in the 5% range, 5 to 6%, and we can go up to $250,000. Now, WACIF also provides access to capital. So we work with a lot of banks in the DC area. We work with, we've worked with venture capitalists before. We'll look at the entire lending landscape and see what financing is most appropriate for you. So you know bank partners, that's pretty obvious, but there are also alternative lenders. You may be familiar with the SBA Express program. One of the partners we've been working with lately is Axion USA. So their lending, their interest rates are a little bit higher, but their credit issue or their credit scoring isn't as stringent. Okay, WACIF's advice that you probably already know. Cash is king. Nothing makes me happier than to sit down with a client. They have an idea for a business, and I say, well, how much cash do you have to put into the project? And they, well, I don't, a lot. Doesn't happen very often, but it's nice to hear. Budgeting is a virtue. One thing that I run into a lot is small businesses have a lot of passion. They're really excited. And then when you start to ask them questions about how much money it's going to cost for them to do this particular project, no idea. Or they ballpark and say, I don't know, well, between 100 and 500,000. Really? You haven't narrowed down that cost at all? So we like to see a good budget. We like to see a good project budget. We like to see that you're operating within a budget for the fiscal year. Protect your resources. So cash flow is tight. You want to make a differentiation between your secured debt and your unsecured debt. And care about your credit. So let me offer two very good stories or very good examples about how WACIF evaluates credit, one on the positive side and one on the negative side. We'll start with the bad news first because I think we should just get it out of the way, right, Dower? Absolutely. So I had a business come to me and wanted to refinance some consumer debt. They had used consumer debt to get their business open. They had really been plowing money into this. They had gotten stable, and they were at a point where it makes sense to refinance some of this consumer debt. So well, what's your credit score look like? Oh, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's probably in the 500s. All right, so WACIF doesn't stop there. We ask the next question. So how did it get into the 500s? Well, I'm not very good at opening my mail, so I forget and I put the mail down and I don't open it for a little while, and then these bills become past due, and well, I just really forgot to pay these credit card bills. So you're coming to me. What makes you think that you're gonna, or what? Why am I gonna send you mail or send you an invoice when you clearly don't open your mail? So that's not a good reason for a poor credit score. Now I'll take another example, we had a contractor come to us, and he said his credit score was in the 500s. Okay, asked for an explanation. Well, he had been working in the residential market. He'd been doing electrical contracting. The market crashed. He decided to go into commercial. Started to get contracts with DC government, with the federal government, but it was taking him a while to catch up on his bills. That's fine, but his future outlook was good, and he opened his mail. So we decided to lend to him, and it's been a great success story for us. All right. WACIF's advice that you may not know. So I spent a lot of time working with mission-focused community lenders, a lot of the smaller banks, these smaller alternative lenders, and there is a demand for good deals that may not have to have the best credit or the dollar-for-dollar collateral that you would normally see. The other thing I want to mention is job creation. So job creation is, about as popular as puppies and sunshine these days, and WACIF has tried to take a lead in helping to define what job creation, at least on the community level, what needs to be present for job creation to happen. So we've had some great success with a few of our loan fund programs. One in particular, $250,000 we turned into 35 full-time equivalent jobs. So we've figured out two of the things that absolutely have to be there. And I would actually welcome the conversation during question and answer or even afterwards. What other things are out there that you see that need to be present for job creation? But the presence of demand and the presence of capital are the two things that are unassailable at this point that we found. Just to wrap up again, WACIF, a 23-year-old community development financial institution. Now, when we evaluate loans, I want to make clear that we take into account the entire picture. And you might have heard the 5 C's before in lending. 2 of those C's are credit and collateral. And we take time to figure out the credit piece. We don't turn you down immediately without at least a good explanation. And the collateral, we have a tremendous amount of flexibility to evaluate your particular situation, look at government contracts as a potential source of collateral. We'll look at cars, planes, trains, automobiles, whatever the case might be. But we're really interested in getting capital into the hands of people who can make a difference with that money. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to back to Daur and look forward to your questions.